Okay, well, okay, so now we're starting the stream. Oh, look, just in time for them to show up. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're starting. Stream health is starting up, so we'll be starting this any second now. And there's Bink. Now, Nick, as usual, I just want you to make sure you set a message at the beginning as soon as you can.
Yep.
That way we can get that all down. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, the Monsters of Gaming. I'm Kaiju K, and with me here is Necro Nick.
What's up?
Finally catching up to the list is Reaper Rose.
Hi.
And Battlefield, and Roadblock.
See, I'm not the only one that makes that mistake.
I make it all the time. How'd it take you guys 20 minutes to go down to the gas station?
We walked. Here you go.
Anyways, folks, welcome back to the Monsters of Gaming. Tonight's live stream is one that's kind of topical and kind of not topical at the same time. We're going to say Hello Neighbor. Not just because there's a game coming out called Hello Neighbor, but our discussion...
Isn't it already out?
No, it's still in beta.
Oh.
We're going to be discussing fictional neighbors. What kind of people would you want to live next to you? Let me take these bloody glasses off. The glare is annoying. So, when it first comes down to it, a neighbor is a person who basically lives next door to you, and you don't feel like slowly murdering every chance you get. I haven't had many good neighbors, but the ones I have had that were fun were good.
He hurt his back.
I'm sorry.
Some ways.
All I can see is you bobbing in the background. Okay, Necro, you want to send a message to make sure the chat's up and running?
I already sent one.
You did?
Yep.
Okay, why is the chat not up and running? Bloody hell. Hang on a second here. Let me try this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this.
Don't ask me.
I know, that's why I'm not asking you. Okay. What?
I'm just looking.
Oh, okay. So the chat doesn't seem to be working at the moment. See if I can find out where it is.
You're still on your side?
So what did you say anyway?
I said hello and thank you for joining us.
Okay. So, neighbors are, of course, the people who live next door to you. I don't know why I just said that again. I'm just really just... But, truth be told, there are plenty of fictional neighbors and plenty of fictional characters that you would love to live next door to you. I mean, obviously, there are certain characters you wouldn't want living next door to you. For instance, Tony Stark. You probably don't want someone like Iron Man living next to you. You probably also don't want somebody like, say, Batman living next to you. That's just begging for you to get in trouble. How are we pulling over there, Nick? Is everything okay?
Let me go.
Is the feed running?
Coming good.
Okay. Just making sure. So, for this...
I would hate to see the insurance rates for one of the houses that are just near Stark Towers.
I wouldn't even want to dream of how horrible that number would be. That's a hell of a number you don't want to even know about. So I'm just going to change that to chat.
It's like that's kind of a little bit below my pay grade.
Below your pay...
Just a tiny.
Below your pay grade. There is no pay grade for that level.
Okay, so who wants to start this list off?
Feel free to jump into the water, everybody. Water's fine. Is not an answer.
Right, so,
Go
what
man.
were we going to talk about for tonight?
Top 10.
You were not paying attention?
He was not paying attention, no.
Neighbors that you would love to live by, or like to live by that are fictional.
Yep. Fictionalized neighbors that you would want to have living next to you. Since we're going to be playing this in a wide field here, I'll be the first one to throw it out. I would really enjoy it if say the Addams family lived next to us.
That would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, there's many beneficiaries to having said family living by us.
Yep. The Addams family would definitely be a... oh, jeez. Sorry about that, folks. The Addams family would definitely be a great one to live next to you. They're well, besides how the song goes, they're creepy and they're kooky. They're altogether spooky. But the one thing that you got to love about the Addams family is the fact that they're... even though they are a mess of a family, they're... Huh? You say something, Nick?
Yeah, talking to Reaper. She decided to hop on the chat and say hello, everyone, but...
There we go. Reaper Rose.
I'm trying to get the chat to work at the moment, so... folks, the chat will be up in a few seconds. I'm just trying to figure out what went wrong with it. But, I think that'll work. The main thing with the Addams family, though, is that they throw lavish parties. They love having people over. And, well, I mean, yes, a few people do have it out for them. A few people are, like, they're horrible neighbors and everything like that. But you know what? In the end, they're not actually that horrible of a neighbor. Anything they break, they fix. Any damage they cause, they just... They repair. They pay for it out of their own money, not to mention that they are quite rich. So I mean that's definitely an advantage they have. If you want to throw anything more out there, the Addams family also has the advantage of a lot of really good food. Their parties are well known to be lavish, full
Strange
of
delicacies.
You know, if the chat's not going to work, I'm going to have to remove it for now.
Man, you can still look down below.
I know, but some people like the fact that we had the chat, so... okay, so we're going to remove that temporarily. I'll fix it at a later date.
Because right now there's a white screen blocking me and Rose.
Well, now it's gone. Or it will be in a few seconds. So, you know, the Addams family would be a good one. And, not to mention, I mean, you have Pugsley and you have Wednesday, who, even though they are just kids, they're very respectful.
Oh,
and...
yeah.
You just know that if you got to go bury a body, they're going to be right there with you. They're going to back you up. All right. Well, I've thrown my first one into the water. Reaper, you're up next.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Mmm.
He has his own local. He has his own television show for fixing stuff up. I'm assuming it's on a local channel in his area.
I'd guess it would have to be.
Probably.
And then you got his neighbor next to him,
Wilson.
That's what I thought. Who's always giving out advice, and I think would be a riot at parties.
Well.
And then he has 3 rambunctious sons, who, being boys and all, they're still pretty well mannered.
This is true. I think you're missing the most important part, though.
His wife.
No. Hell no, that's probably the worst part about the whole thing. You purposely skipped her. Look at all the stuff he does. Look at all the tools he suits up. I mean, yes, a lot of them are failures, but the only ones you see are the failures.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, for him to have a show and everything, there have to be the ones that are good.
Yep.
He fixes up cars.
He loves older cars,
Yes.
models them real well. It's awesome. I could definitely see it being a good neighbor. Necro, throw yourself into the boat.
Master Roshi.
Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z. Explain this one, man. We really need you to.
Okay, well, let's think about it. Yes, you may have the Red Ribbon Army that shows up and the androids and whatnot, but has Roshi's house been touched? All except for one series, and that was the Boo franchise, where he decided to blow up the whole world.
Right.
None of the island gets touched. None of the island gets destroyed. His house is always in perfect condition.
Mm-hmm.
So, why not live there? Because, if anybody comes fucks with his island, Roshi's just gonna fuck them up.
Yeah, but you're also been near a gigantic pervert. Like, I'm talking like Omega level pervert.
Yeah. No.
So, I mean, you got that. You got to look at that, too. You got to look at the... Good evening. You got to look at the fact that he's the world's biggest pervert. So, I mean, if any of your female friends show up, Master Roshi's going to be tagging on. Plus, he's immortal, so, I mean, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon. He's going to outlive you.
He's got some probably interesting stories to tell.
Yeah, and they're usually involving boobs and panties.
Yep. He's bigger than me and Kaiju put together. Times 10.
However, if we're talking physical strength, he's also far stronger than anybody in this room combined.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy who trained Goku.
Roshi's a beast.
Brandon, tell us a neighbor you'd want to live next to you.
Fictional.
Fictional. Well, I mean, who'd want to be anyone's neighbor in Angel Grove? Power Rangers. I mean, because when you think about it, you got all these weird rubber monster suits that come out and cause massive destruction. And not to mention you live in any type of, you know, if you're working in any type of industrial complex or large building, you know, that's usually the first one to get smashed. It's like having it's like having every other day be 9/11.
Yeah, but I'm talking about who you'd want to be your neighbor,
Yeah.
not be your neighbor.
I couldn't think of who would I want to be my neighbor. So I just figured, what would I want? What would I not want to be my neighbor? I just imagine, like, it'd just be the same as when you live near Adventure Towers. Like, the insurance rate, unless you have insurance for, like, monster destruction or anything, like, or being turned into food, being turned into any random type of object, having your soul captured in jars, and then...
I think next up on the...
I would say I would hopefully have a Power Ranger as my neighbor. So just in case the monster comes near my house, I just have, like, some line of protection.
Well, you see, none of the houses ever get trashed. It's only the big buildings. So as long as you stay away from downtown, you're safe.
Sometimes you see them in the big-ass fields.
Or big-ass field. Which sucks for me, because I like to run through those big-ass fields.
Yeah, but that's why I figured, like... I'm sorry.
Okay, he's dying too.
It's okay. I'm alive. Barely. But yeah, but that's what I figured, you know, that's why you want to be safer. Have as many Power Rangers as you can. You know, just live near you.
Just make sure one of them's Tommy Oliver. Alright?
Just
Seriously,
make sure.
that guy's been around forever.
And isn't he an MMA fighter now?
Was.
Was.
Jumped in, kicked ass, showed people a Power Ranger could really kick ass, stepped out, became a Power Ranger again. In that order. I can't remember the story, but the story was something along the lines of some guy was making fun of the Power Rangers and said no Power Ranger could ever take me in a fight, so Tommy Oliver went and buffed himself out, took the guy and just wrecked him.
Yeah.
And at the end he goes, "Go, go, Power Rangers!" and just walked away. Just destroyed him.
Didn't it, in that one con, though, like, that one guy came after him.
Right.
Tried to came after him. And then he gave that, like, conference speech or whatever against the guy, and he said, like, look, you know, you're not gonna stop me, you know, from attending these cons. You know, I know God's watching out for me and everything. And I thought that was really impressive. That's
Sorry to
badass.
go off the topic a little bit, but since we're on UFC, just as a vote for anybody that watches, who do you think's gonna win, McGregor or Mayfield?
I don't know who either one of those are.
Me either.
McGregor. McGregor.
I'm pretty sure Mayfield.
No clue.
Old boxer. You probably heard of him.
No, I haven't.
know of the names. That's it.
McGregor.
I'm pretty sure McGregor.
McGregor.
Hey, it's for the folks at home,
McGregor.
not
I'm
Roadblock
stabbing
in the
you
room.
in the eye with a piece of jerky.
You can try.
How many people who are watching our videos do you think watch UFC, honestly?
Probably actually a decent amount. A lot of my friends do.
You're not watching the video right now.
I'm watching myself.
See?
You half-ball bastard. Anyway, moving back to the subject.
Kaiju, here.
You want to talk about somebody you want to have as your neighbor? You want to have the Weasleys as your neighbor.
Oh, and
Later, Brandon. Have a good night.
Later.
So anyway.
shoot!
No, not Saint. I don't care. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Weasleys. You can keep your Harry Potter fan fictions to yourself.
You add yours at your point in time, woman.
The Weasleys are the nicest family you'll ever meet. They don't have problems with Muggles, which are the non-magic born.
Yep.
Ottery St. Cat's Pool.
No one cares. Still not caring.
You could have saved that for yours.
Well, that's where they live, so you...
Not to mention that, like I said, not only are they nice people and everything like that, but I mean, think about all the support you could give them as an actual person.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine what
Arthur would love you.
Imagine if the Death Eater showed up while someone like me's around. Hey, you! Yo, get off that property! You don't. He's pulling a stick. He just blows the guy's freaking head off. He had a stick.
I know how dangerous this shit is.
He's got another stick. He starts just open fire on them. Just open fire, you know. Not to mention all those really cool spells, like the one that constantly cleans plates. That's cool.
I'm out of ammo. Don't worry. I see Nick, and he's already chopping their heads off.
I'm out of ammo for this gun. Okay, Jenny, you're up.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I put the seat down for you.
Thank you. So I can piss all over it.
Hey, you.
Reaper.
Who would I want as a neighbor?
That's the whole point of this conversation.
Yep.
Like a good neighbor, Safe Farm is there.
I don't know if I'd want State Farms as my neighbor.
You know how many times they'd be being popped away? Do the jingles! Do the jingle!
just imagine you like having a conversation with them.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, it
and then
depends. Do you
son
want,
of a...
do you want actual Safe Farm, or do you want the character, the Safe Farm guy?
Well, obviously, it wouldn't matter either way. I wouldn't want either
Safe
one near
Farm?
me.
Safe, or the one? Yeah, even Jake, because he's always there for you, like a good neighbor.
Okay, Reaper, who do you want as a neighbor?
Um,
Come on, use that imagination of yours.
Flanders.
Whoa!
Muldy.
I'm gonna need you to explain this one quickly.
Oh, for how, you know, dysfunctional the Simpsons are, he's always really nice to them. And he was their landlord for a while, so they wouldn't lose their house. He bought the house so they could still live there. So as long as you don't, like, you know, mess with him directly, he's a pretty good neighbor.
As long as you're also the follower of the same religion as he is.
He doesn't need to know that.
Oh no, he makes sure that everyone in town goes
yeah.
to church, or he demonizes them basically. Yeah, Flanders isn't exactly the 100% nice guy, but he's nice enough.
Yeah, nice enough for a neighbor.
Nick, neighbor.
The monsters.
Munster?
Now, are you talking about the Munsters as in the old TV show, or are you trying to say the Monsters of Gaming again? I can't say it.
No. The old TV show.
Now with Herman Munster and I can't remember all the
His wife and father-in-law were
vampires.
vampires, and the son was a vampire.
No, he wasn't.
He looked like a werewolf. And the
She
niece
had
was
him with the
normal.
milkman. Ow!
And then the niece who was normal.
She was a normie.
How that happened, I don't know.
It kind of goes back to the whole Addams Family kind of deal.
Except the Munsters aren't rich, but they're definitely friendlier.
Yes. They are friendlier, they're more sociable, and god damn do they come up with the craziest ideas and the greatest house scheme.
You know, the dragon lives underneath the stairs.
Hey, shut up. He's cool.
Yeah, until you actually do something wrong.
I named him Fluffy.
His name was Fluffy.
Just said I named him Fluffy.
Also, the service was named Fluffy.
I would take service. I would take that service for walks. Come on, Fluffy, let's go. Brandon, throw in some insight
To what?
to the conversation.
Okay. Well, how about Mr. Dink from Dog?
Yeah.
The Dinks would be pretty good.
Listen.
Beanie from Boy Meets World.
Wait your turn.
Sorry.
Seriously.
Well, I mean, listen. When you got somebody like Mr. Dink living next to you, you know, you always have a source of entertainment, you know. Nicest guy in the world, come over and he's just like, hey, let me show you my giant man-eating plant that eats cheese. Or let me just show you my latest invention that just goes haywire.
Yeah.
He was like an earlier version of Peter Griffin, you know, before Peter.
Yeah, except everybody still liked him.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a wife-beating alcoholic.
Kaiju.
I got a weird one for everybody else. Stan Marsh from South Park.
Okay.
Kind of goes along the same lines as Mr. Dink. He's always a source of entertainment. He takes his job way too seriously. He's just a geologist, but he's the world's greatest scientist. And like us, he's a giant geek. He's got no problem watching or playing World of Warcraft or any games like that. Not to mention he introduced his son to, what was that, Heroin Hero?
I believe so.
That guitar game?
Yeah, except you injected yourself and you chased the dragon, but you could never catch him. He was also in a boy band at one time. He was a country dancer at one time. And he's Bjorn. He's the Icelandic superstar Bjorn. That's his secret life. They had an entire episode based on it. He's actually Bjorn. Bjorn, that's her name.
For some reason, I pronounce it different in my head.
Well, now it's your turn. You were saying?
Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World. He always has some good advice for the kids. And, the Feeney call. Feeney! Feeney!
Feeney!
Feeney.
Yes, Mr. Matthews, I'm here.
You summoned me from a deep slumber. I'm gonna fail you next. I'm gonna fail your next class. But what help do you need now?
Mr. Matthews, I do hope this is important.
I got my dick stuck in a freaking Lego machine. You're on your own, Mr. Matthews.
So, I guess it's my turn.
It is, and I got a good one.
Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, you beat me to it! Damn you! Damn you! Please, continue though. This is the good one.
Okay, well, Phineas and Ferb. Well, first off, nice to everyone. Invites them to every event that they hold, which is every episode.
Daily. Daily.
Daily. Nonetheless, have tools far beyond what a kids their age should have.
They got tools that can beat out Tony Stark.
Yeah.
They built a roller coaster that went throughout an entire city in less than an afternoon. In less than an afternoon! It took Tony 4 days just to figure out the paint color for the Iron Man suit.
Oh, okay, hang on. I gotta stop and somebody named Smash Star Gaming said, I subbed. You're only 10 subs higher than me.
Oh, hi!
So thank you for subscribing to us.
Smash Star Gaming, well, after this, we're going to go and sub you. Don't worry.
Yes, don't worry.
We sub for subs, so if you're going to sub us, we're going to sub you. Don't worry. We got your back.
Without a doubt. But back on.
Just remember, though, in the future, when you're 1,000 subscribers above us, don't forget about us, okay?
Yes.
You're already better than us. Don't forget about us.
But, nonetheless, they come up with the most goofiest, well, not goofiest, but outrageous ideas and do
Hey,
them.
my personal favorite was the day they made the world's biggest ice cream cone.
Mine was...
I'd open up my window and be like, Phineas and Ferb, I'll be right over.
Mine was when they create the roller coaster. And nonetheless, when they create, they do not destroy anything.
It's always Doofenshmirtz.
Well, no, not even that. Like, where they put their inventions or roller coasters or anything, nothing's touched.
I remember
And-
seeing one.
True.
Anytime that Doofenshmirtz does ruin anything, it doesn't touch where they
Right,
had
well,
it
Doofenshmirtz
either.
never does. The only thing that ever gets destroyed is his building.
And their inventions, or they get taken away somewhere.
Right.
So, cool.
I remember seeing a thing where Phoenix and Ferb were like, I love our friends. We just say, hey, we're going to douse you in ant hormones. They're like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically them in a nutshell. What do you, Brandon?
It's back to me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Round robins, buddy.
Alright, well. Speaking of good neighbors, who wouldn't want to be Mr. Rogers' neighbor?
Oh!
Yes. Who wouldn't want to be that Marine's neighbor?
That
I don't know.
guy.
I'd be his neighbor.
Yeah, think about it. You know, you just go over, chill with Mr. Roger. Always has you over. Always takes care of you.
And has a very cool train throughout his house.
Don't forget, he has the ability to literally go into the world of imaginations.
Uh-huh.
Like, it took South Park a high-powered machine run on nuclear energy, and Mr. Rogers just goes, and you're there.
Imagination.
There's somebody I don't want as my neighbor. Well, I do and I don't. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, and that's a good thing that he has a military background. You know, just in case the terrorists attack, obviously.
You want to be my neighbor?
Get the fuck out of my neighborhood.
Yeah. Geez, now my mind's stuck with Mr. Rogers. No,
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Shh. Wait your turn.
You don't tell me what to do.
Ferris Bueller.
Yes.
I'd like Ferris Bueller to be my neighbor. He's an intelligent, streetwise kid who always has a plan A, B, C, D, E, and F. And even though you only get to see him in one movie, you find out from the people around town that he's been pulling this kind of crap for years. For years! I mean, he's got so much charisma, I wish I could have a little bit of it.
You're not afraid to do shit.
Of course not. That's the best part about him. Okay, Reaper, throw another one out. I think she's staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, looking for inspiration.
Because I got a good one. I got a real good one next. But there has to be, for the next one, it has to be with an exception to the rule.
Oh god, I drew a blank.
Nick, you're next.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Ooh. Now them some people right up my alley.
Okay, so with the Beverly Hillbillies, nice people again.
Country folk, very friendly.
Yep.
Yay!
Until you touch their guns.
Well, no, they love it when you touch their guns.
Oh, yeah.
They actually had an episode where a guy came in to steal one of the guns. They ended up taking him out to a shooting range. They bought him his own gun. He ended up becoming a part of the family. It was great.
Very knowledgeable of cars.
About everything, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even business, and you wouldn't think that a bunch of hicks in the middle of a swamp would be business
They're
folks, but
just overall good.
every time they try to put money into something, it succeeds.
Try and think of a reason not to live by them.
Noise pollution.
Eh.
The chance of your house randomly exploding.
Yeah, but they normally pay for it.
I know, but I mean, your house exploding is still a bad day.
Yeah, but then they'll invite you over and then...
I am not going to lose 200 videos because some idiot decided to try and build a kebab. Alright? Sorry. Sorry. I had a moment there, I'm sorry.
But anyway, all around a good neighbor. Like State Farm.
That's the running gag right now. Alright, Brandon.
Who can be there for me like State Farm can?
I can think of dozens.
Trillions?
I won't go that far. I don't know that many people. I know a couple dozen that would be there for you.
Okay. But how about trying to live next to, like, I'm trying to think. How about trying to live next to the Transformers? Where they...
Well, I mean, there's a lot of positives to it.
Well, yeah, there's positives if you're near the Autobots.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to live next to the freaking Decepticons. They live on a military base.
Actually, in theory, you might be safer with the Decepticons, because think about how much of the area gets destroyed by the Autobots.
Then you have to worry about the Decepticons turning into their freaking slaves every day.
Again, it's another place
It's a
where
hit or
I can
miss.
imagine, like, the insurance policy just being like, yeah, do you need coverage for giant robots?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Okay, so I got a good one for you. One that we haven't thought of yet, but before I say this, it would only be up until I was about 13. After which, it wouldn't be cool anymore. The Kids Next Door.
Yes.
Literally codenamed The Kids Next Door. Their giant tree house living right next to you and you're a kid, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
They got your back all the time, 2x4 technology, constant wacky adventures against people like Count Spankula and Grandma Stuffing and Father. But then when you turn 13, you're automatically their enemy. So there's a flaw. There's a horrible flaw there, you know.
To an extent, remember there are some teens.
Well, yeah, but those are from Sector Zero, and those teens don't exist.
Well, what about the one episode with the ties and shit where they had like the big Russian sounding guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's the only coolest adult. They always tried to get me to wear the tie.
No, I wear the tie.
He's like, now straighten up that tie, mister. And then, like, number one sends him, like, spray scotch. And he's just like, spray scotch!
And he runs around with it around his head. Oh!
Get back here!
I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, once again, that's another moment where, yes, there's a lot of property damage. But, like, a blink of the eye and it's fixed. So I'm pretty sure the Kids Next Door have a really fast repair crew, too. So, I mean, you got that advantage going for you, too. If you can have Phineas Ferb and their technology next door to you, that's probably your next best bet. I would say Dexter, but he's very stingy when it comes to his technology.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to share any of it. And of course, then you'd probably be living really close to Mandork, so you got to worry about that crap. At least with the Kids Next Door, the only people you got who are going to bother you are the children from down the lane. And once you hit a teenage year, they don't even bother you anymore. Reaper. Or are you going to put the jerk in jerky and skip your turn again?
This is gonna sound like a weird one, but Rocco.
Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life?
Yeah.
That's not a weird one at all. Rocco's an amazing character. Very intelligent, very smart, very caring, a hard worker.
He would be a nice neighbor.
His girlfriend's a veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
His best friend is a carnivorous cow raised by wolves. And Mrs. Bighead wanted him to feel her eyes one day. Which I'm pretty sure is Morse code for her chest.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her chest. But Rocco, it's not actually that bad. Nothing ever bad happens at Rocco's house. You know, bad shit does usually happen down the road or something, but never at Rocco's house.
Right.
Not to mention, then you live in the world of really, really big man. Nick,
Arnold.
from Hey Arnold.
I would love to live in the apartment building.
Yeah.
Because...
You could find out what mutated Arnold's head.
Well, that's...
He's basically a grown-up version of Stewie Griffin.
Yeah. But let's face facts, I mean, the neighbors are cool and come together as a family when needed to be.
No, the neighbors are a family. That's the best part about that.
But there are some episodes where they have their falling out.
Well, so there's a whole family.
Sure.
You know, the whole idea of Arnold is it's a family experience without them actually being blood-related. Everything from your cranky neighbor to the paranoid neighbor suddenly being your cranky uncle and your paranoid aunt. It's all there.
Yep.
They're just different people. What made Hey Arnold really unique was the fact that they were willing to look at it differently than other cartoons.
Yeah.
Other cartoons, you had the usual thing, the father, the mother, who were just goofballs at the time. Well, this time you have the grandmother and grandfather who were goofballs at the time.
The nuclear family.
Yes and no.
And nonetheless, the show did break a lot of boundaries by having so many different races.
Well, yeah,
for the time.
it destroyed a lot. Rocket Power did the same thing.
Yes.
Rocket Power destroyed a lot. The Wild Thornsberry destroyed the idea of a family constantly on the move being miserable. I mean, that's one thing that Nickelodeon definitely did. Nickelodeon definitely had no problem pushing boundaries and flipping switches. Were they nearly as strong as, say, The Simpsons or, say, South Park as far as showing racial diversity? No. But it was early on, and
Also, those are older shows, so they were able to hit more controversial stuff.
yeah, we weren't in a world full of frickin' pansies.
Stupid kid's gonna leave his stoop.
Stoop
Kid's gonna leave his stoop.
Stoop
Kid's gonna leave his stoop.
Ah. So, Stoop Kid, what's up?
That'd be you, Roadblock.
Come here, fat boy. I'm gonna roll you down.
You can't get off your stoop. Jumps on the stoop. Ah! Stoop Kid,
Thanks,
Stoop
Arnold,
Kid.
because now I can chase people off my stoop.
And beat them up. And Arnold's like, but that's not... Never mind.
He's getting off his stoop
But-
at least.
By the way, I love that final part in the episode where you just see the fat kid just like, what?
First of all, we've been looking for people to give us music. Wayne's World would give us music.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know they would. They have their own underground TV show. They're loved by a lot of people. They're very, very friendly, outgoing. They find random people on the street who look like they're having a bad day to make them feel like having a good day. Plus, the coolest Bohemian Rhapsody moment ever! Alright, Reaper, you're next! I guess she's skipping it because she's not here. Alright, Necro, you're up.
Oh wait, hold on. You skipped me actually.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
We'll go in reverse order now.
Yeah. Actually, you know who I would love to have as a neighbor?
Who?
Gone Freaks from Hunter Cross Hunter.
Okay. Why? Why would you...
Because it would be so much fun just hanging out with that kid. You know, he'd be like, "Hey, Gone, you want to go fishing?" He'd be like, "Yeah, let's go fishing." And then we go and hunt for that big ass fucking fish that they hunt for in the first episode. With the big ass fucking fishing pole. And then, just going on, like, all sorts of fucking adventures with that kid.
As long as you don't worry about the fact that random hunters start showing up.
Listen, all I gotta do is just avoid Hisoka.
You can do that with a rifle. That's just my theory on it, Puff! Oh, my leg! Rock beats paper. No, it doesn't! Oh, it does!
I don't know. It'd just be like living next to like Mr. Dink. It would just never be like a dull moment.
Yeah, but that's a different story. With him, it would be really fun because he's an outgoing personality. Hey, you want to go see a movie? You bet I do, and then you go see a movie. He'd have no problem. He's a yes man. He's what everybody needs. Everybody needs a yes man.
God, you could be my yes man.
No, Nick.
Let's go pick on the town gang. It'll be fun. Let's just flip them off, Kyle.
Which gang?
No.
I got one.
Wait, you have to wait your turn now.
I'm trying to keep it in my head.
Did sitting on the porcelain throne give you an idea? That's usually what us guys do.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not a guy doesn't mean I can't have
Necro.
bathroom thoughts. I can't say shower thoughts because I wasn't in the shower.
Necro.
Is it my turn finally?
It's been your turn. Now
Holy
talk.
Shit.
Speak up, damn it! I can't hear you back there.
Rocket power. Well,
What?
I would love to live next to Raymundo.
Okay, there you go. That makes more sense than rocket power because last thing I want to be doing is living next to Cape Canaveral.
For the fact of, well, pretty much,
Well, first of all, you'd have to be in Hawaii then.
well, yeah.
It's hot down there. I ain't going down there.
You're not part of this at this moment.
I have to visit you sometime.
We have air conditioning.
Don't have it outside.
You don't have to go.
Wait,
Oh my
bitches.
god. You can go out when it's starting to get dark out.
Still hot, Nick. Continue.
Anyway, all the fun, wacky adventures, plus they did a lot of things that I did when I was growing up at that time, so I'm kind of basing off of, like, the whole Kids Next Door idea.
But you'd be a shooby.
Oh,
Shoobies were visitors from other islands.
yeah, but
You weren't born there, so you'd be a shooby.
No, I'd be
Shooby!
there.
He'd be
I-
squid.
Talking about me in the world, motherfucker.
Shooby!
He'd be shooby squid.
Anyway, so I would love to live next to them because I want to be part of their wacky adventures. And let's face facts, they're good neighbors. They have Uncle Tito, which is probably one of the best characters ever.
And didn't the girl, what's her name? Otto's sister.
I can't remember her name.
Well, her uncle was completely fine with her having her own magazine and all that.
Oh, and I would love to have that.
Dude, she was 9!
So was I.
Reaper, please, pull us out of this fire that he's setting himself on.
Pete and Pete from the Adventures of Pete and Pete.
No, you would not want them as neighbors.
Which
Pete and Pete, that's from Nickelodeon. You wouldn't want them as neighbors. They constantly destroyed other people's property on a day-to-day basis. And had no apologies for it. If they got something in their mind, they were going to do it. And if it involved your car, they were going to destroy your car because they felt like it.
I still remember the one episode where their friend, played by Michelle Trachtenberg, she got like grounded or something, and Pete dug a tunnel under the road to try to break her out.
Yep. And then of course, what you don't see is that later on when that tunnel caves in, destroys half the road and injures people. I'm sure Pete's father's going to love paying for that bit of damage.
the hand dryer episode.
But the episode where they snuck into the school and they told their one female friend that the stand-up urinal was a foot washing spa.
No, but
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
there was an episode though where they thought that the hand dryer was going to eat them or whatever, so they were scared of using it. And then there was the one where the youngest Pete, played the guitar and said, "I could make my belly button shoot out like a cannonball."
Yep, that episode did happen as well, sadly.
I hear them remaking it.
There's thoughts of remaking it. They don't have enough people's signatures yet. It's sort of like Salute Your Shorts and Hey Dude. A lot of people want those to come back. Now, Are You Afraid of the Dark is coming back.
Legends of the Hidden Temple is supposed to be in the movie.
It's getting a movie, but it's nothing has nothing to do with the game.
Which is stupid. I always wanted to like be part of those games, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Wild and Crazy Kids, Double Dare. What would you do?
I got. Any children watching this who are under the age of 8 right now, please cover your ears for the next 60 seconds or so.
Why 8?
Well, that's usually the age when they find out that Santa isn't real.
Santa's not.
Neighbor to have. Not only is the guy, unbelievably jolly, he's constantly making gifts. And his favorite foods involve milk, cookies, and hot cocoa. All and I'm not talking the one from Tim Allen's movie either. That's no, not that Santa Claus either.
What about Sandy Claus? Nick? Sandy Claus?
Yeah, but that version was cool though, because he would just tell Jack, "You're an idiot. Why would you?
You're a moron. I gotta go." Fix is correct.
Yeah,
can you? I can. I'm Santa.
Like an actual old guy, just be like, "Oh, God."
And plus, he was the natural.
Dear Missy Santa Claus, shut Necro up. You're up, Brandon.
All right. Well, I'm gonna switch it over back to anime for a bit. I would love to live next to Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4.
No, you do not want any of the JoJos living next to you.
Why would you want that?
You're instantaneously begging your house to be destroyed by accident.
Because he has a hot mom.
Who could kick your ass?
Really? This is
well. If I get injured, then and if I'm friends with Josuke, he'll heal me.
All right.
And he has my back.
Right.
And in that instantly, I got 2 other stand users that have my back.
Right. As long as none of the other stand users find out that you're their friend, and obviously then use you as bait for them, and then kill you in the process just to prove that they can.
Listen, if I'm lucky and I roll the dice, the arrow just eventually comes near me and I get my own stand power.
Or unfortunately, you roll the dice and get a critical failure and end up getting blown up by somebody.
Well, that's why it's rolling the dice. It's gonna happen. I mean, and with Josuke, I'm gonna always be healed.
Well, yeah, I mean,
as long as he's not dead.
Yeah, you got a point there. I mean, he isn't a bad character, but it'd be along the same lines.
All you gotta do is just don't insult his hair. That's all you do. Just don't insult his hair.
That can be kind of difficult.
He has the coolest hair, though.
No. Bobo has the coolest hair.
Excuse me, sir?
You heard
the
me.
reverse ducktail is a classic.
It looks like he's wearing a hat.
That's why it looks cool.
You can't tell where the hat starts and the hair. No, it's just all hair. He actually has his hair shaped like a hat.
No, that's the other JoJo.
Oh, sorry. I was
You're talking about Jotaro.
Okay, sorry.
Josuke is the one with the purple suit
Oh.
and the purple hair.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Necro.
Jack Skellington.
Why did I know this was going to happen?
Because it's Nick.
Okay, Nick. Explain to me why, in your greatest details possible, you would want Jack Skellington, also, by the way, well known as being one of the biggest screw-ups there has ever been, as your neighbor.
Okay. Well,
Face facts, he almost destroys 2 worlds because he's curious.
Well, yes.
Dude, they had to take him out though with missiles and shit.
Yeah!
Take him out.
So, yeah, explain to me why you would want Jack Skellington as your neighbor. I gotta know.
Okay, well, first off, the whole Halloween town. Great neighbors. Everybody's friendly. It's Halloween all the time. Kind of a perk for me.
You would live in Christmas Town.
No, I wouldn't. I like Christmas, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy waiting those 364/5 days a year for it. Because if it had to be Christmas every 30 days, like it's Halloween every 30 days, I would go insane. And broke. There's not enough time for me to buy nothing but presents.
Second off, because Jack pretty much keeps the town in line, knowing that he's already kicked the biggest badass in town's ass.
Yeah, but he didn't beat him down until... 1 second, Rose. You can put your hand down for 2 seconds here. That wasn't until after he screwed up royally and almost destroyed both worlds.
But did not.
Yeah, because Santa Claus fixed it. Not Jack! Santa Claus.
I know.
Reaper, you were saying?
Jack Skellington is like Albus Dumbledore, and Oogie Boogie's like fucking Voldemort. Albus Dumbledore, who can do no wrong, is Jack Skellington of Halloween Town.
Yeah, but Jack Skellington did do wrong. Admitted he did wrong and tried to fix
could
it.
do no wrong.
Well, yeah, I guess you could put it that way. I think Oogie Boogie would definitely be more of a...
He's like the big bad,
Yeah.
so...
Speaking of big bads, Reaper, you're up.
Mabel and Dipper Pines from Galaxy Falls.
Wait,
Gravity Falls.
Galaxy 5?
Galaxy
They,
Fly.
they're not a phone!
Gravity Falls. Somehow my words kept on getting...
And if you're gonna go that way, you can't have them because they don't live together. You'd have to live next to Grunkle Stan.
Well, yeah, they live with Grunkle Stan.
No, they only went there for the summer.
Oh. Well...
But if you live near Grunkle Stan on the other hand, then you have Dipper and
There's
them.
just so much weird shit going on in the town. And
Yeah, but once again, it goes to the whole point of, okay, so you have Dipper and Mabel living next to you in a town where things such as zombies, werewolves, gnomes that dress up as people, the embodiments of rage, not to mention a living Illuminati sign who wants to destroy the planet, all live and are all just basically hunting down whoever isn't the 2 gay police officers and the Dipper family.
Pines family.
Dipper family.
Pine.
I mean, they literally have an episode where there's this rich girl, apparently her family screwed over this lumberjack, and he goes around and tries to kill people! Literally murdering people!
But also, it's a cartoon, so cartoon physics can't really die.
Actually, in that series, people did die.
They were unalived.
They were re-dead.
Pull the plug. We're done. Alright.
K-word.
Now this one's kind of a fictional character and kind of not. So I kind of gotta throw it out there first. But the character he played, not the actual person. I think it'd be really awesome to have lived next to Bill Nye the Science Guy. The character himself. With constantly being able to just pop things up, and he knows everything about science, and he can help you with any bit of homework you ever had.
Okay, maybe not any bit.
Well, it seemed like if he couldn't, he had a friend.
He always had a friend.
It was kind of like Adam from Adam Ruins Everything.
Yeah.
He knows somebody, or he knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Oh, my favorite bit from going off topic for everything. Adam Ruins Everything about how women breastfed versus formula, and he's like, I'm not getting in the middle of this. And some older lady, I forget her name, comes in. He's like, information from the source.
Brandon, before Senorita ADD kicks in again, your turn.
She actually took mine and said Adams ruins everything.
Yeah, but
I didn't say it.
He's an actual person, though.
Yeah.
Well, I meant the fictional character.
Okay, I guess you could throw him in there, yeah. I mean,
Right,
except
but,
that
okay.
except for
Do you
that
want me to come up with another one?
Oh, I mean,
No,
you
I
can do
didn't
that, but
do
I mean, you gotta remember that the one thing you gotta worry about him is that, for some strange reason, he has superhuman hearing and teleportation powers. And if you start a conversation, like, let's say you were like, you know, the glass on this window should probably be changed, he would just pop up out of nowhere and go, actually, you're wrong there. What you should do? And he would constantly just be, you could never be right around him.
Well, he just fact checks you.
Yeah, but he goes beyond that.
Kind of like another friend that I have that's probably watching this live stream. Hi, Ren.
Is she on there? Or wouldn't it not say who's watching?
There's only 2 people watching right now.
And one's me.
Probably later.
And if you're watching...
And the other one's Reaper, so no.
What happened to the other guy?
He probably popped on to say he subscribed and popped off, which is cool. I'll still go subscribe to him.
We had 5 at one point. We're down to 2, Reaper.
But yeah, I mean, having him next to you would also give you a boatload of knowledge, though. I mean,
Well,
very intelligent.
the other guy I was gonna say, like, you remember when they did the Looney Tunes reboot? How about try and live where they lived in like the suburban area?
Oh yeah, I saw like an episode or 2 of that. Yeah.
Yeah, like who? Like I would like to live next to like Yosemite Sam or like Bugs Bunny or something like that, or any of the Looney Tunes for that matter. Especially that version of Porky Pig. I like that version. Especially the one where he finds out that like Daffy just kind of like almost ruined his entire life, and he just goes ape shit and tries to literally choke the shit out of him. And Daffy just like Daffy just and with good reason too, because Daffy literally like drains him, like cons him out of all of his money, and then spends it on this like giant yacht or whatever.
Yeah.
And fucking.
I remember that episode. I remember that one. I also remember the one where Yosemite Sam needed a pet dog, and he found Taz. And then everybody who was trying to take Taz, Yosemite Sam's like, "You get off my property! You won't take my dog alive!" Start shooting at him. Come on in here, Taz, you boy! Come on in here, and Taz.
I kind of enjoyed the reboot. Like some of the episodes were good.
Listen, at least it wasn't tiny. At least it wasn't lunatics. Yeah,
lunatics.
The lunatics.
You were talking about that in the one live stream, and you found out what it was, but I was just like lunatics.
Yeah, it's like the lunatics. Like that's
where they tried to do like Teen Titans with the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, basically you wouldn't want to live near any superhero, other than like Professor Strange. If anything goes wrong, Professor Strange will fix it.
You mean Doctor Strange?
Well, he was Professor Strange at one time as well. Necro.
Sam's. Undertale.
Oh, Sans. I thought you said Sam's. I'm like,
why would you want to live next to a warehouse?
He wants to live next to a surface-to-air missile. The hell, man. Okay, living next to Sans would be okay, especially since if you live next to Sans, you also live next to Papyrus, who's got to be one of the most positive individuals you will ever meet in your life.
Yes. So you got the Kaiju K and the Necro Nick.
No, I'm sorry. You don't even like the pun. Don't even put yourself in that same category, young man.
I'm talking about you being funny.
You're more like Undyne.
Fuck you.
Well,
Constantly angry and having to prove yourself.
Well, at least hanging with those two, you're never going to be caught dead in the water.
But
Boo.
Oh, don't leave me bone dry.
Oh, jeez.
Let Kaiju do these. He's better at it.
Yeah, I mean, don't listen to Nick. He has no spine for this kind of stuff. Reaper, you're next.
Dr. Oak from Pokemon.
You mean Professor?
Professor Oak. Wow, why did I say doctor?
Yes, Professor Oak.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Oak.
Excuse me, I have my doctrine. That's Professor Oak to you, young lady. And yes, it would be lovely to live next to the same guy who decides that every 10-year-old in the entire area should basically be walking around with weaponized pets.
A fucking nuke and a ball.
Here you go.
Yeah, let me tell you, those Pokemon are not angry at all.
This is Charmander. He's cute now, but when he's fully evolved, his breath can melt boulders. Here you go, 10-year-old kid.
This is Cody. He's a small dog, bundle of cuteness. Doesn't really attack, will kind of bite you.
But when he evolves, he has the ability to bend reality.
His final ability rivals that of bites the dust.
He's Arceus.
No, I was gonna say he's whatchamacallit. Only uses splash that does no damage.
Are you talking about Magikarp?
Who turns into Gyarados, one of the badass freaking...
I'd rather be Snorlax. Snorlax was awesome. Snorlax has the best life ever. He wakes up, he eats, he goes back to sleep. That's it. He's got a great life.
And blocks your road.
Until you play a Poke Flute, piss him off, and he attacks you. And then you put this massive 3,000-pound animal into an itty-bitty ball. Itty-bitty living space.
I bet you he's happy.
I mean, I wouldn't mind living next to Professor Oak as long as I could, be a trainer as well and be freaking forever young. Because Ash has been 10 for... Jeez, what, 92?
I think I was only like
he should
5
be like 30 years old. The guy still looks like he did the day he left Pallet Town. Not to mention he's been electrocuted, set on fire, stepped on... He's immortal. I need that kind of juice. Whatever Professor Oak is handing out, I don't want any. Well, I actually have a really interesting one, and it's kind of a catch-22 person to be your neighbor. And it's because it was mentioned earlier, and at first I was like, living next to him would be horrible. But then I realized, no, actually, it'd probably be really good. I think SpongeBob SquarePants would make an awesome neighbor.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, there are catch-22s to it, okay? First of all, he's got a problem with work. He's too obsessed with it.
Fuck yeah.
Unless, of course, he wants to be obsessed with being a member of the Modern Sisters of Gaming, in which case I got no problem with it. The second issue he has is he's almost completely fed on fast food. That's horrible for him. I mean, just look at what it did to Reaper. Anyway, she looks forever young. This is from a steady diet of McDonald's.
And coffee.
And coffee. But the things that he has on his side, though,
and energy drinks.
He always has money for his friends. He always has time for his friends. He will do everything in his power to help his friends. And if he messes up, he will find a way to fix it, even if he has to ask for help. He never lets people down. Can you name any friends in your life who have that same capability? That's pretty rare. Who are you pointing at? Stop! Stop! Stop pointing! No! Sorry. Brandon!
I'm sorry, do that again.
I am SpongeBob!
Shit, you made me forget. Alright, well,
You have one free skip like Rose did.
Oh, there's only little...
Yeah, you only get one!
You only get one.
We're like Spider-Man. You only do one.
Everybody gets... No, everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Oh, yeah.
She's used hers up for the rest of the year, so she can't skip anymore.
Alright, well, here, just skip me for now.
Okay.
I honestly forgot.
I would like to live in Hobbit Town. The
Shire. Actually, I could see living next to the Hobbits being really awesome. They're always friendly, they're always helpful, they're always outgoing. They have breakfast and first breakfast and second breakfast and third breakfast and lunch and first lunch and second lunch. And...
Isn't that called brunch?
No, they don't call it brunch because they actually have brunch as well.
Brunch.
Basically, they're very happy, short Russian people.
Yeah.
That's what the Hobbits are. That's basically what they are. They're very short. They enjoy drinking. They enjoy sleeping. They enjoy having fun. They enjoy eating. They're microscopic Russians. And if Putin was one of them, those ring wraiths would have stepped into the Shire. He would have Putined a Putin up their ass.
I didn't force you to fight the dragon, Kaiju.
So, yeah,
I just merely pushed you out.
Of course, you gotta watch out for old men with beards who are always trying to send you on death missions.
Kick him straight in the friggin' nuts. What?
He sends short people out on death missions, and he has a long white beard.
I'm thinking more along the lines of a Gandalf the Grey / white / whatever color he happens to be today.
Great.
An actual wizard.
You'd be dealing with those Chinese dragons that come along occasionally.
Hey, you can get as aggressive as you want. Face facts. The wizards in the Harry Potter world were way weak compared to the ones from any other movie. Oh gosh, she's getting closer! Wait, am I moving your arms? I was moving your arms! I was moving them for you! Well, watch yourself. I saw where those hands went, Necro, and so did everybody else on camera.
They did not go for there. They went to go help her.
Although, you know what? The best part would be, I think if you were living next door to the Hobbits, I think the ring race would have a lot more of a problem going to the Shire.
I brought a shotgun.
Imagine one of the Hobbits running into your house, and one of those armor-wielding guys with a sword opens up the door, and you just put a 10-gauge to the chest and pull the trigger.
Wait, don't you mean like what are they called from Harry Potter? The Deathly Hollows or whatever?
You're thinking of Nazgul.
The Nazgul.
But no, Deathringers, you know.
He's got a sword! I've got a shotgun! He's got a mace! I have a Desert Eagle!
I got meat shields.
There's 4 of them! Ironic, there's 4 of us! And we're armed!
I got this turret that I have conveniently set up at the front door that has armor-piercing bullets.
Okay,
Ha!
we're not going to Overwatch territory here. Speaking of people who should be watching, Reaper, you're up!
I had it on.
You're up.
Fictional characters. Oh god, okay.
You know, characters that aren't real.
I'm aware of that!
Fictional character.
Could I go while she's thinking?
Did you remember?
Yeah.
Go for it. Give her some more time to weasel her way out of it.
How about Adventure Time?
Oh, you're talking about Finn and Jake?
Finn and Jake, yeah.
Actually, that would be pretty cool to live next door. The only thing you got to be careful of is with Finn's over need of going on
I'm
adventures.
a sucker for any character that's voiced by John DiMaggio.
Oh, okay. Well, at least he's got a good excuse.
Just hang out with Jake, and just hang out with Finn, and then you just be like, hey, Roadblock, you want to go on another adventure? Okay.
Just remember that every time they come back from an adventure, they're always coming back with their
Yeah,
asses
but you get
kicked.
neat swords, though.
Yeah.
And you also get your ass kicked.
You know, Marceline, and the closest thing
Are
you
you
have...
telling us that we should kick your ass more or something?
The closest thing you have to hot characters would be a 500-year-old Marceline, the Vampire Queen with almost no chest, Princess Bubblegum, who's like 400 years old. I think that's it.
Watch where you're pointing that cigarette.
Reaper, you think of it?
Or
do we move on?
I had it. Shit. I was gonna repeat from a place that I already talked about.
Repeat from a place you've already talked
Still do.
Yeah, I was gonna say The Simpsons, but I already said Flanders.
Well, you can have other neighbors.
Yeah, seriously.
I think The Simpsons, regardless of how dysfunctional their family is, Homer is a decent soul, sort of.
Are you kidding me? If anything, Homer ranks up there as one of the greatest fathers to ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
He would literally move the sun and the moon just to make his family happy. He has done horrible things to himself just to make his family happy. You're talking. He is literally the sun and moon from Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin is a horrible father. Homer ain't.
Even though he made a terrible attempt at making a state's costume for Lisa, he at least tried.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. Once again, look at fictional fathers. Name another fictional father that has that kind of love and attention towards his children.
Also, if you're ever caught in a snowstorm or whatever,
Call Mr. Plow!
Mr. Plow! Mr. Plow, that's my name.
And once again, they're also another family that seems to have never had a shortage on food and warmth. They're always willing to have their neighbors over. The negative side, of course, is that you're literally living 10 blocks from a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Which I have no doubt is why Lisa Simpson's hair is shaped like that. That is not natural. That kind of crap does not happen naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
I remember they broke the fourth wall. It's like, where's my hairline?
Where's my head stop my hair? We're freaks! Oh, we're freaks! Okay. Oh, throwing another one out there since we're pretty much running out of time here, so this will be the last time through, everybody. So think of a good one real quick. Not so hard. Not so hard. Don't blood a freaking blood vessel thinking about it. All right, just deep thoughts. All right. Now, I actually thought of a superhero family that wouldn't be negative to live next door to, because the only thing that ever bad happened to their house. I'd be willing to say I would like to live next to the Incredibles. Once again, a very friendly family, a very, very wholesome family, and if your car gets stuck in the snow, you don't need to call Mr. Plow. He can literally just pick your car up and walk into your parking spot. If If your kids get something stuck on the roof, they can just ask the wife to reach up there and grab it. You need takeout? The little boy has no problem running all the way into town and back in 3 seconds with your food. And if you just want to go disappear for a while, just talk to their daughter. She can literally make anyone disappear.
I thought she was only could make herself disappear.
No, she could make anyone disappear. She could also create force fields. She was an invisible woman. Alright, so I'm done.
Roadblock?
Roadblock, your last one.
Alright, well, this is me kind of reaching, but how about living next to the Fairy Tale Guild?
As long as you don't mind the fact that your house is a possible target for destruction, yes, you're actually doing pretty good.
Hey, listen, as long as they don't join in a circle and say, we believe in the power of friendship.
Well, yeah, in which case everything's going up, you know. Just,
the Apocalypse Dragon.
yeah, it's basically the same thing as living with the Sailor Scouts.
It's
just less eye candy.
Yeah, but, you know, they already have, like, an insurance policy where it's just like, oh, the wizards destroyed another house again.
Right. Well, that's
that covered the cost.
Once again, that's just the positive of it.
Yeah.
The negative is, you know, I spent 17 years arranging this complete set. There's none of these jade eggs left in the world.
Yeah, but the Fairy Tale Guild are, like, people that I would normally want to party with, you know, and just have a good time overall.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't want to party with them.
I would.
Their parties turn into way too better chance of me getting my ass kicked.
And all the brawls that just breaks out?
Yeah.
I join in.
I know you would. I wouldn't. I'm ex-infantry. I'm liable to just murder somebody.
Just break a chair over somebody's head. I mean, they probably wouldn't get hurt, but...
Yeah, you go with the odd
Plus, with
one.
all the hot girls that hang out there.
Yeah, the hot girls and their magical powers and their very, very strange likes and dislikes in men.
But again,
I'd just be drinking with the one girl.
You could drink with any of them. As long as you're willing to pay your tab.
Yeah.
Remember what happens if you don't pay your tab? That one woman you're drinking with will murder your ass.
Yeah, mention the Dinglebergs.
Dingleberg!
Dinkelberg.
Well, as
That,
much
actually,
as...
you know, the Dingleberg... I see where you're going with that. Dingleberg is kind of like, what's his name from Home Improvement?
Wilson.
He's just the really good next-door neighbor.
Yeah.
Plus, I saw the episode where...
He has a whole bunch of high-tech gadgets that he is willing to lend to people.
Oh, he's willing to help everybody. He's great.
Also willing to cut your grass, everything like that. I don't know why Timmy Turner's dad has a hate boner for him, but...
Actually, I saw the episode. I know why he has a hate for him. And it's actually because Dinkelberg wants to keep him happy. Dinkelberg actually tricked Timmy Turner's father into thinking he was a villain. Just so Timmy Turner's father would be happy that he knew that Dinkelberg was evil. Dinkelberg wasn't evil. He went through all these steps to make himself look like a villain, so nobody would know except for Timmy Turner's father, just so Timmy Turner's father would have something to think about. Like, this guy, like, literally created an underground lair underneath his house for one day, just for Timmy's dad.
Like a good neighbor,
Dinkelberg
Dinkelberg.
is there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's points. That's points right there. Reaper!
I want to live next to 221B Baker Street.
Why? Why do you want to live next to that cokehead?
Aha!
That heroin junkie?
Because as much of a dick as he is,
How much of one?
most crimes will be solved.
As long
We
as...
can see it! Yeah, granted, you can tell if someone's having an affair or whatever, but crime is significantly down when he's around.
Yeah, imagine walking into somebody's house. Oh, that's a wonderful house here. By the way, there's some stray hairs from the visitor that your wife was sleeping with last night. Still on her shirt. She missed them. I've already done a DNA trace, and I can show you where she lives. That's nice coffee you have there. Too bad it's fake. I could tell from a mile away by the... It's like having Adam knows everything living next door to you. It's already over the second they walk in the door. Not to mention, you couldn't beat that guy in a video game.
No.
He's already seen 50 seconds into the future. He's already shown Ryukin you in the nuts twice. Street Fighter joke.
No, I heard something outside.
Firework.
Okay. It could be gunfire, actually. This is Hazelton. There's lots of gunfire.
Yeah.
I'm taking the highway home.
Local gangs opening fire. Alright, well, let me finish it off with one more that I was really holding back, but it has to be said just for the hell of it. Personally, I would really like to live next to the Bundys for Married with Children. But Spoiler alert, there's a reason for it, though, alright?
Because of the daughter.
Hell no. No, screw the daughter.
I would.
I'd bend the mother over a table. Oh, that woman had everything. Al doesn't want to have sex with me. Bend over.
I'll do it.
I'll keep her happy. Al can keep his job at the shoe store, and I can keep pounding Peggy's shoes. I'm cool with it. That's the reason. No, I'm just kidding. As far as neighbors go, even though Al's kind of antisocial, I saw the one episode where the kids were beating up the Darcys, and like they broke the house, and he just beats the shit out of them. If anyone's gonna pick on him, it's gonna be me. Like he basically flipped a car on top of these kids just because they were messing with the Darcys, who you really think he hates the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
He walks by and goes, "No one picks on you." By the way, remember, if you ever need me, just give me the call. She goes, "What's the call?" Al goes, "Arr, arr, arr, arr," and just walks in the house and just starts throwing things. And of course, Peggy Bundy. Okay, folks. Well, this has gone on for an hour and 7 minutes, and I think we're all starting to run out of ideas. Although, don't think this is over. I'm pretty sure soon wouldn't want to live next to us. Oh my god, that would be a much easier list.
Yeah.
Bring out the anime spreadsheets.
What? Didn't we already?
Superheroes!
Everyone in this column.
We kind of sort of touched on that, though.
Yeah, but we didn't go in depth. We can go in depth. But until next time, folks, I'm Kaiju K.
Necro Nick.
Reaper Rose.
And like a good neighbor, Roadblock is there.